What's up, Periscope? It's Keenya Kelly. I am jumping on here right now from my home office. Home office in progress. We will get started today within the next, I like to do 3 to 5 minutes. Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome. I like to give everybody 3 to 5 minutes whenever I do any kind of training to give you guys an opportunity to invite people on and to say hello. I like to say hello to everybody. So hello. Thank you so much. So hello everybody. Hello. Tell me where you're from. Tell me who you are, where you're from. Guys, do me a great favor. Scroll your screen up or go to the left or to the right, depending on what phone you have, and go ahead and click share. Android, you can scroll up and then hit share. That's iPhone, I think. Either way, up or to the left and to the right, and share. Hello from Michigan, Rhonda. Hello, Wendy from Richmond. Hello, Miss Napper from Virginia. I called her Miss Napper because she's on my team. Hello, everybody. Hello. So please, we're going to get started in the next 5 minutes. I'll go ahead and invite people to the training. Hello, A.T. Marion. Hello, from New Jersey. Hello. So we'll get started in a couple minutes. Go ahead and you can slide your screen up and hit share, or to the left or to the right and hit share. Remember, whenever I do trainings, I don't ask for anything from you guys. I just ask you to give me those hearts right there. And the way you do that is to just hit the screen, and it gives me hearts. Hello, Shauna, I won't get it wrong, from Columbus. Hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you guys so much for the hearts. I appreciate that. Hearts on Periscope are like followers on Instagram, and likes on Facebook. And so hearts are a big deal for us. Hello. So do me the favor and just tap your screen, the entire broadcast, and just give me some hearts. That's all I ask of you guys. So we'll get started in about 2 minutes. So go ahead and you can scroll up. You can hit your screen and scroll up and hit share and invite everybody. You go post on Facebook, all that, invite people to the broadcast. So I have my little notes here ready for you all. I polled my team and asked my team if they wanted to hear about prospecting, or if they want to hear before you quit your job. And I knew I was going to hear more before you quit your job. Oh, praise God. Awesome. So we're going to talk about before you quit your job. And I can give you that experience because I quit my job way too soon in the past. So praise God for that. All right. So 60 more seconds. You guys can continue inviting people on to the broadcast. And again, all I'm asking you guys for is for the hearts. That's all I'm asking you for. So if you're watching, I just ask you to tap the screen while I'm talking. If you take notes, go ahead and take notes and come back and hit the screen and give hearts. That's it. So some of you guys on my team, y'all be giving me 1 and 2 hearts. I'm going to get you. I got you earlier, Miss Hope. So, just give me some love. Thank you so much, Shrink Me Thin T. I appreciate you inviting people on. We'll get started very, very, very shortly. Yes, I have my fan going, so that's what all you're seeing. So, but I like to be cool. I hate to be hot, so my fan is going. And yes, that is me in the background. Woo-hoo. So getting my office together. Got plenty more to do in here, including a nice little backdrop back there. Thank you so much, Shrink Me Thin T. Welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with today's broadcast. So my name is Keenya Kelly. As you know, I've been in network marketing since 2002. I had gotten my first company when I was in college. It was Prepaid Legal Services. It was a fantastic company. I learned a lot. I was featured in Success from Home magazine, which is really blessed over there. And so, but one thing that I learned very quickly is, and this is like a boardroom talk, so not everybody's going to agree with what I have to say here. Your upline may not even agree, and so you just chew up the meat, spit out the bones, when it comes to listening to me. So the one thing I've learned about network marketing is that's not so, positive, is that people always talk about jobs, and they have jobs as the acronym, meaning just over broke. And even though people may be just over broke, working a job, that's still not nice. People don't like to hear that. They don't like to hear you say, oh, you working at just over broke. I mean, who wants to be in business with you when you say that, okay? And so I've learned that jobs do not mean just live broke. Jobs help you to create a full-time income and allow you to work part-time. You work full-time on your fortune and full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune. And so I believe that jobs are a great way to get you a start in life. It gives you a little bit of security for a while until you're ready to venture out into entrepreneurism, until you're ready to really go full force, full time with network marketing. And so if someone is talking bad about your job, you can kindly just say, hey, listen, I'm working full time on my job, working part time on my fortune. Okay. So, and people will speak negatively about it, but I just won't do it, because I know what it felt like when I said it to people and how manipulative it was. And I know how it feels now to work a job and to hear people say bad things about me and my job. But they don't realize that I made $15,000 last month with my job. So anyway, so here's the deal about quitting your job too soon. There's a couple things I wrote down here about quitting your job. So for one, a lot of people, when they get started in network marketing, this is their first opportunity. It's the first time they've made money so fast. Okay, you get in and you make quick money. I mean, you sold something, you got money in your hand right then and there. The company sends you a check every day or every week or every month, and you're making more money than you've ever made. And so what typically happens is that when people are making more money than they've ever made, they usually spend more money than they've ever spent. You're really excited. You start buying this and start buying that, which is understandable because you're excited because you're making money and I guess you're wanting to treat yourself. So it's understandable, okay? But what happens is that we get excited about what happens initially and think that that's going to be forever. Right? You get excited, you get in, your first month you make $3,000, the next month you may make $4,000, and you say, I'm quitting my job, I'm done. But the truth is, you haven't done that consistently, right? And then you've done that off of the effort while you were working your job. And so you've worked your job for 40 hours a week, and then you've worked your business for 20 hours. And so you fit in that 20 hours to make $3,000, which is great, because now you've added an extra $36,000 a year to your income. Now you've added that to what you're making at your job. And so a lot of people feel like, well, if I wasn't at my job, I could do more. And that's true. If you were not at your job, you definitely could do more. But you have to ask yourself, if I'm not at my job, will I do more? Okay, will I do more? And then not only that, but this business works in cycles. And so I remember in my previous company, we had plenty of people that were in college. And so when finals came around, everybody stopped. In Kentucky, when the Derby comes around, people typically stop because it's Derby, you know what I mean? And so you have to look at your business like just differently. Okay, you got to work full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune. Okay, I'll give you guys my example. So when I got started in network marketing years ago, I was in school, I had a job, and I hated my job before I got in network marketing. And then I started working the business while going to school. Well, eventually I got out of school and I just kept working with Prepaid Legal, that company. Well, what happened was that I did not develop the habits of a successful network marketer, a successful full-time business owner. I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know that meant I still wake up at 8 o'clock and I still put on my clothes and I sit down at a desk and I do all the things that I need to do. I didn't know that that's what you still do. I didn't know that you don't just still do 2 exposures a day, that you need to do 5, you need to do 10, because now you're full time. You got to do more. You got to do more presentations and all that kind of stuff. I didn't realize that. And so very quickly I became very lazy. I started focusing more on helping the team, going out doing different things and traveling to where I wasn't staying in A activity meaning prospecting, presentations, and all that kind of stuff. And so eventually over a period of time, my income started to dwindle, because the truth is that the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. And so when I started slowing down, so did my team. And so when I went full time, no school, no job, just Prepaid Legal, my income went down because I wasn't doing as much. I wasn't as focused. I wasn't as driven. Like when you have a full-time job and you get off at 5 o'clock, you got between 5 and 10 o'clock to get everything you're going to get done. So you do so much within that 5-hour time frame, and then you go to sleep, right? But when you've got from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., you're like, well, what am I going to do now? And if you haven't developed the disciplines necessary to sustain you're not going to go very far, okay? Not to mention, here's one of the rules we've always come up with in network marketing is that if you're working a full-time job and you start making great money at your job, one of the things that what me and one of the person that introduced me to my current company shared with me, he said, Keenya, do not leave your job until you're making at least $10,000 a month for 6 months. Okay. And I said, okay. He said, so $10,000 a month for 6 months consistently, then you can leave your job. Right. And so I said, okay, now granted, I'm doing great, but I said, hold up, I took a look at me, $10,000 a month sounds great, and all that. But for me, I looked at myself and went, okay, what do I got going on? So I have my own expenses. I have a new car. It's a Honda. I don't live lavishly, but if I want to go somewhere, I want to be able to go. And I have a business. I have my TLC business, but I have Keenya Kelly LLC, Return of the Curls, yada, 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 and those businesses require, capital. They require me to have access to money to be able to put out each year for different things. And so when I took a look at my job, I said, well, yes, my job takes up a lot of time, but I have some wiggle room, some freedom in there. And then I make crazy money with it. Right. And so my thought process was, okay, make as much money as I can make over here, give myself a time frame, give myself a timeline of this is when I'm going to leave my job, and work my tail off on that job and save up all this money to where I have at least 6 months worth of my expenses in my account that I created from my job, not from my business, but from my job. Okay. And so I have a timeline right here on my wall. I won't let y'all see what it says there, when I'm going to leave my job. Okay. But I have a plan. And so I've got people that are like, come on, Keenya, leave your job. Come on. I'm like, no, I'm not leaving my job until I got some big money coming in from my job that's on the way to me. And I'm like, I want that money. And when I have that money, it can be in my account. Okay. And it will take care of my expenses for at least 6 months. Okay, that's my goal, is to have at least 6 months of my expenses saved up in my account from my job. Okay. Not to mention, your job gives you benefits, and your job gives you 401k. And so while you're on that, you can be invested into your retirement, because truth is, you are going to get old. That's it. And don't put the responsibility on your kids. Put it on yourself, and you can invest into your retirement and have it matched by putting money into your 401k, and then you have benefits. Okay. Because what happens is, once you leave that job, your job's not going to be paying a portion of your benefits anymore. You're going to pay 100% of those benefits. And then you've got your kids, your husband, your wife, or your future, and you haven't saved up for it, you know what I'm saying? And so, not to mention, the typical job gives you 2 weeks off. And so, it gives you that free, it's just, you guys see what my point is. And so my point is that if you have it on your mind that you're going to leave your job one day, you've got to create a plan. You've got to create a plan. And recently I went to an event with an amazing coach, Nicole Cooper, and she was like, Keenya, you should be off that job. You're much more talented than that. You should be off that job. And I said, oh, you're exactly right. And I said, but I need a plan. Okay. And so, of course, I'm praying. All of a sudden, God brings me exactly what I need. Someone that says, Keenya, I've been watching you. I've been watching this and this. You need to get off that job, and let's create a plan for you. So I paid this coach money, and we created a plan for me to leave my job in the time frame of me being able to leave my job. Okay. And so in that time frame, I know, work my tail off and work, and then put this money to the side. So when I leave my job, I have money. Okay. So that's that. Now, here is the other thing. You have your job, and your job is paying for your rent, your mortgage, your car insurance, all that kind of stuff, right? And your lifestyle is not dependent upon the production of your team. Well, what happens when you leave your job? Well, you are now pushing your team. You are now pushing your team to do more so you can pay your rent, so you can eat. And that's pressure that they shouldn't have to be under, okay? They shouldn't have to be under that kind of pressure because you quit your job too soon, right? Because here's what happens. Once you are solely dependent upon that money, you will call them more, you will get upset more, you will just be micromanaging more, because now your livelihood is based on their efforts. Okay. And that's not why they got into the business. They got into business to make them money and for time freedom. And so you can't quit too soon, because you're going to put too much pressure on them, and too much pressure on yourself, and too much pressure on your upline. And nobody is going to appreciate that. Nobody's going to like that. Okay. I've done it before where I left my job too soon and I put all this pressure on the team. Do this, do this, do this. And I couldn't eat or I couldn't do this unless my team produced. Nobody has time for that. I don't have time to be worried about paying my light bill, my internet bill, based on if this person is going to sell this or do this or qualify for this. It's just too much pressure. It's just way too much pressure. Okay. All right. So you don't want to put that pressure on your team. Okay. Third, before you quit your job, you want to create income streams. You want to create multiple income streams where money is coming into your house, not just from your network marketing business. Okay. I'll give you an example. So for me, I have Sprint. I work for Sprint Corporate. I have TLC. There's Keenya Kelly LLC. There's Return of the Curl, which is my show. And so at this point, I'm working on a lot of stuff that you guys are completely unaware of, a lot of stuff to create income streams for myself, okay? So that way I'm not solely dependent upon TLC. I'm going to build it as hard as I have been and more, but I want multiple income streams because if anything happens with anything, my livelihood isn't at stake because I was dependent upon this to make me all the money. You get what I'm saying? And so that's like Return to the Curl. I have to make sure I don't put all the pressure on Return to the Curl or charge people too much money to come to my show or vendor booths, or I'm focused on that and it's so much pressure to perform with that I can't even operate. Okay. So you want to create multiple income streams. And so you have to decide what way is that. If you're selling jewelry, if you're selling makeup, if you're doing hair, whatever you're doing, not to mention the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. So if they have 7, why would you just have 1? It doesn't make sense. So you want to create something. And so my friend, Natural Nicole, whom they call Scopra, she says if you want to quit your job, you have to create a place to go. Okay. So they say when you retire from a job, you can't just retire from that job. Now you got to figure out what you're going to do. But you figure it out before you leave your job or you don't have any more money. Right. And so right now I'm creating where I'm going to go when I leave my job, okay? Because I'm used to waking up 6 o'clock in the morning, working until 11 o'clock at night, go to sleep, and so I'm creating ways where I'm going to go when I leave my job. Multiple things that are going to come in for me, and not just TLC, not just Keenya Kelly LLC, but plenty of things that's going to bring in income for me, and not dumb stuff, but real things that's going to create income when I walk away from that job. Because with Sprint, like I said, last month I made $15,000 in commission at my job. So that's a lot of money that comes in, okay? And so I've got to create something that puts me at least at $10,000 a month over there because I'm accustomed to that, okay? Okay, great. All right, so also, the last thing I put here is that before you quit your job, you want to go ahead and minimize expenses and lavish spending. You want to minimize expenses and lavish spending, okay? Even though you may be making more money you ever made, $10,000, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, you still, before you quit your job, you want to minimize spending. Because here's the thing. A lot of people don't take taxes out of their money. You get this money and you wait for the time to come around. April, you get the 1099 and you see all the money that you owe to the IRS, which is, let's say, it's $30,000, and you've been spending and spending and spending, and all you have it's $30,000 in the bank. But now the IRS wants that, but you're banking on that being your living expenses. But you haven't taken the taxes out. You haven't looked at your finances. You haven't hired a CPA to take care of that kind of stuff, right? So you got to make sure that while you're at your job, that you hire someone, even if it's a part-time something, or a senior in college, or somebody that's studying accounting that starts looking at your job money, your business money, and helping you with that stuff, helping you take out the amount of money for taxes, okay? Because the last thing you want is to leave that job and now the government takes all your money and now you have no money because you didn't pay your taxes, okay? And you want to minimize expenses until the income you're making is just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's like for me, I've got my rent, I've got my lights, I've got internet, car insurance, phone, food, and, whatever else. You know what I mean? And so before I quit my job, I'm going to look at everything and go, okay, which one of these things can be paid off? What can be paid off? Like my goal, I just got my car back in November, but my goal is to pay off my car this year. You know, I'm building it, I'm paying it monthly so I can continue building my credit to an 800 credit score. But my goal is before I quit my job to pay off my car, because my car has a note that it's not crazy, but it doesn't have to be there. So all I can pay for is my car insurance, right? I can't pay my rent off because I'm renting, you know what I'm saying? But I'm going to minimize expenses, right? It's like for me, I do my hair most of the time. So when I do go to a salon, it's no big deal because I don't go that often. Like get my nails done, all the kind of stuff. I go every so often. I always get my eyebrows done, but I don't spend like that. You know, like this weekend I was in Miami and I spent lavishly because I never do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I spend money on conferences and things that are going to pour into me to teach me how to make more money. But I don't spend money like crazy on whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like I initially saw this Coach bag a week or so ago at the outlets here in Houston. I was like, oh my God, that person is so amazing. And I just walked away from it. Right? But then when I went to Miami and I was at Nordstrom, I saw this amazing Kate Spade bag. And I've adored Kate Spade since I was in college. A friend of mine, she had this bag. She just always bought Kate Spade bags, you know. But I had been wanting a colorful bag because I have this black bag that I bought. It was my first gift to myself when I started making money in TLC. This black bag. Love my black bag. But I said, Keenya, you can't always wear this black bag with everything because it doesn't go with everything. And so I had been thinking about it. And I was like, no, I shouldn't do it. And I'm just like, Keenya, you made $1,000 in 24 hours selling tea. The least you could do is go buy you the bag. Now, the bag was nowhere near $1,000, but I bought the Kate Spade bag. And I'm like, now I'm not spending anything else because I know better. Who am I trying to impress? There's no one to impress but myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do that. And so someone says here, treat yourself. So I'm about to cut you with a sword, okay? All right, so here is the thing about treating yourself. I don't really believe in that. People always say, well, I work for it, so I should be able to treat myself. Or I worked all week, I should be able to treat myself. Well, that's not always the case, okay? That's like, I know people that work all week long and then they go and get their nails done or they go get their hair done, but they don't have any money. Like they don't have any real money, but they went and got their nails done because they felt like they should treat themselves. That's dumb. I'm not saying you're dumb who commented, but that situation is dumb. This person doesn't have very much money at all, and they go and spend the little money that they do have. That is dumb. Now, when you are making a lot of money, then it's like, yeah, treat yourself. I mean, like, Stormy Wellington's making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month. Okay, if Coach Stormy decides she wants to go treat herself this month and buy some shades or buy a bag or buy some shoes, she's making $300,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? But if every month she goes and buys a $200,000 car every month, that's not wise. You know what I'm saying? Because now she only has $100,000 each month and she still has to pay taxes on that. You get what I'm saying? And so that's my thing. I'm not saying never treat yourself, but I'm saying if you're trying to be financially savvy, trying to be wise, and trying to walk away from your job to do network marketing full time, you've got to be smart. You just got to think smart. That's just it. You know what I'm saying? That's like for me, I have a Target Red card because it's 5% off. When I first moved in, they gave me 2 10% coupons. I have the Cartwheel app, and I needed some bar stools for my apartment, okay? And so yesterday I went on Target.com, found the bar stools. They were like 20% off, and there was 10% off for something else, 10% off for something else, and then it was 5% off because I had the red card. Then I went on Google and I was typing in Target coupons just to see if there's anything else, right? And I have the money, but it was like, I ain't gonna have to spend it. And so I think it was like $60-something on my bar stools. Now, I'm not being cheap. It's just being wise with my money. I made my money, so I want to keep my money. You see what I'm saying? And so that's it. Those are my tips before you quit your job in network marketing. You want to have at least 6 months saved. You want to have at least somewhere to go when you leave that job that's creating multiple streams of income. And you want to minimize expenses and lavish spending. And so hopefully I helped some of you guys today with this Periscope. You're going to get a whole lot more coming from me the next couple of weeks or so. I'll have a lot more going on with KeenyaKelly.com. Right now, you can go there. It's my blog, but it's going to be transformed very soon. You can go to KeenyaKelly.com This video will be uploaded to YouTube, which is youtube.com/Keenya Kelly 81. And that's Keenya with 2 E's. And so hopefully I help somebody with that. I pray that my team is on here and they will stop trying to quit their jobs too soon and they will just focus on working full-time on their job and part-time on their fortune. And so thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to reshare this video. Thank you guys so much for the love and for the hearts and for following. I'll see you back very, very shortly. Have a great day.